Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwaf who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from the GMS Orlando camp, coming into another lesson in true facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. The Lord's willing is be edifying. And this is famine of food and water and a famine of the word. The Lord's willing is be edifying. So what the United Nations saying is it's a famine, it's a shortage of food. So what you see going on is it's a famine of food, man. It's a food shortage. So let's get this.
Food shortages are incoming as the food supply chain already in danger of breaking down. With businesses closing, unemployment skyrocketing, and everyone forced to stay at home, a hurricane is out ahead. And that is the food supply shortage. This is the moment of all crises to food insecurity. As the pandemic and the economic fallout has left a number of Americans in need of assistance. Food banks nationwide fear shortages as demand is rising. They could not run a food short as demand increases from starvation to global food and not all American families are today relying entirely on food banking to survive from the day. This is a dire situation families can only take day by day. Food banks where low-income Americans have to survive are not doing themselves. They're overwhelmed by people desperate for help. Food bank donations have been coming out at a time when things are not regular. And just already, over 3 million Americans have sought for help from their food banks and kitchen together.
Risk a looming food crisis unless measures are taken fast to protect the most vulnerable and keep global food supply chains alive and mitigate the pandemic's impacts across the food system. It's an issue that goes far wider as well. Production and American agriculture are on the brink. As a result, it means that the food supply is fast becoming a global problem. In a situation like this, the policies of individual countries can have a global impact. In the United States, agricultural workers are demanding more as they work to keep the shelves of our supermarkets full. It's almost overnight that food workers went from being an afterthought in people's minds to suddenly being essential work. It should not have taken a pandemic of global proportions for us to realize that food workers literally feed us. Some fear that this could be too little too late, with the supply chain already in danger of breaking down. The pandemic is hitting farmers hard. Some dairy farmers are being forced to dump their milk instead of selling it because there's little demand with restaurants and schools closed. Other farmers are struggling to harvest their crops, which could affect what you'll see at the grocery store. Because foreign labor, mostly migrant workers, filled more than 250,000 jobs in the US last year. The harvest season is here, but there are not enough workers, seasonal foreign labor mainly from Mexico. The virus crisis has delayed the US government's processing of their work visas. Blueberry farms are days away from harvest. They urgently need pickers and packers. Most of their seasonal workers are stuck in Guatemala, where the borders are sealed because of the virus. Millions of dollars of blueberries could rot in the fields as the American workers do not want to do this kind of work. With no workers, crops will go unharvested, and that has a ripple effect throughout this economy, and it will affect the consumers. Restaurants usually buy about 60% of the crops, but not this year, with so many restaurants closed. This is devastating for farmers across the nation. Many will go bankrupt. The price of food will become so high and scarce. There is already a horrible and chaotic scene in every supermarket. People yelling, shouting, screaming, crying, and worse, coughing. It's a stress response to panic. People see their life flash before their eyes, and even though toilet paper isn't their savior, they will grab whatever it is to feel like they've done something to survive. People are cleaning out the shelves. Food shortages are incoming. This is a food shortage nobody was prepared for everyone to hoard. The outbreak could affect food security as the global pandemic disrupts labor availability and the supply chain. We already see challenges in terms of the logistics involving the movement of food, not being able to move food from point A to point B. And the impact on livestock sector due to reduced access to animal feed and slaughterhouses, diminished capacity due to logistical constraints and labor shortages. 2019 was already a terrible year for American farmers. 2020 is going to be much, much worse. Something is for sure going to hit the fan. Over 1 million calves drowned in the Midwest in last year's spring flooding alone. Prices of food will have to rise. But there will be free food in the FEMA camps for us. Have you been to a grocery store lately? Ignoring the 1-hour wait to get in, you can't get any of this stuff. Oil gone, butter gone, all canned veggies and soups and stocks gone, frozen veggies gone, most fresh and frozen meats gone, peanut butter gone, beans and rice in bulk bags are gone. It is absolute mayhem out there right now. Stores are definitely low in stock on everything. No toilet paper to very low levels, no cleaning supplies, very little meat, low pasta, and canned goods. The strain on food supply is getting extremely tight. Relying on grocery stores during an epidemic is dumb. The last place I want to go to is a public store where people are coughing, sneezing, or just asymptomatically breathing on me. It is full on bizarro out there. People are in a panic mode over toilet paper when they should worry about food shortages. The food supply chain is already in danger of breaking down. Not only the US but also Canada food supply will be affected soon. Canada imports a good percentage of its food supply from the US despite having so many resources. Retailers already lost 46,200 jobs in March but could lose millions by May. Best if they would shut down and stop selling their GMO'd and heavily processed crap to consumers as healthy. It's best to eat wild violets, dandelions and chicken of the woods, the non-organic bananas. Heavily dosed with pesticides that find their way into the soil and morph into the meat of the banana over time. Stores cannot get enough food to restock their shelves. Future deliveries of rice, flour, beans, liquids including alcohol, generally heavier items to transport, will be cut drastically short in place for lighter items for delivery to stores. In the West, sooner 2 to 3 weeks, I foresee grocery stores being open for 2 to 3 days a week with not such a broad selection. Think not? How long did it take for everything else to be closed up? Shelves with the aforementioned are already resembling the toilet paper aisle, and that's with significantly less consumers. Food processing factories are shutting down nationwide. Large food canneries have closed. Canned food prepared with seasonal vegetables won't be. Farmers requiring parts for tractors will also be out of luck. There's also a distribution problem caused by panic buying if the masses continue their hoarding hysterics. Best bet is called off this stupid quarantine and avoid eventual mass starvation. Or trust your government. Or just demand your rights now, before they totally vanish under the Marxist bureaucratic insanity. And remember all those fools who have called our economics and society unsustainable for the past 50 years. Well, now it is. If you want to see food supply chain interruptions, just wait. Farmers are almost all older people. Those who understand the complex automated equipment are older. With our people getting sick and dying, farm operations will come to a stop. If the city dwellers start rioting or getting violent, no trucker in his or her right mind would drive into that city. At least without a military escort. If looting begins, things will get even worse. The stores will close, never to open again. The massive challenge is distributing the food, not producing it. Warehouses are full. Grocery stores are not. Truck drivers are the only thing between us and massive food shortages. If it gets really bad, state lockdowns could stop food transportation cross-country. Infected farmers will be slowing down productivity. The time of preparing is just about over. For those of you who have prepared, this is what you have prepared for. If you have prepared to the point you can help others, I greatly encourage you to do so. Retailers continue to stock as quickly as they can. Unfortunately, the vast majority of Americans still have absolutely no idea what is ahead of us. Most do not understand how screwed this country is going to be. The norm is no longer going to be the norm. Most don't understand that a huge amount of our food comes from other countries. And when the dollar becomes worthless soon, people are not going to be able to handle it. A virus isn't causing a supply chain breakdown. This has got to be something else going on. I believe there is something far deeper going on to cause this and bring us crying to our government or deep state for relief. This makes me think driving farmers out of business was part of the plan all along. Civil unrest is the biggest threat. If the rule of law is suspended, mutual cooperation is going to be one way to survive. Of course,
As the scriptures say, there shall be sedition among men, invading one another, right? And they shall not regard their king nor princes. Hey, and it's coming, man.
isolation and being completely self-sufficient works too. The bottom line is, I think we get through this together, and not necessarily individually. If it gets bad enough, numbers are going to be needed for defense. Always think as survivalists, people. Don't expect the government to fly over and drop a care package in your yard. And as for growing your own food, people really need to do that. Our imported food from other countries was a disaster waiting to happen. No one cares about the US like we do, US citizens. When push comes to shove, people take care of their own first. Gardening and yard work is good therapy. God bless the farmers, they are the only ones that produce anything. Welcome back to the Atlantis.
Well, even the farmers ain't producing, man. Okay, they had to set up account for all these farmers, man, because they ain't producing, they ain't selling nothing, man. Most of the food that comes into North America comes from other countries.
Report. This is everything you need to know about your local supermarket. If you load the store to its maximum inventory level, and no more trucks come in to make deliveries, the store has, at most, a 3-day supply of a product. Now go to their distribution center. The warehouse, carrying a maximum level of inventory, has enough product to supply all the stores it services for 3 days.
And if everybody in a city hit all these grocery stores at one time, there's not 3 days worth of food in these grocery stores, man. If everybody in the city, whatever city it may be, hit all these grocery stores at one time, there's not 3 days worth of food in these grocery stores, man. Like the scriptures say, suddenly shall the storehouses appear empty.
What happens when the stores get stripped clean, and the distribution center can't get the product into the stores fast enough? It doesn't take 3 days plus 3 days, or 3 days times 3 days, to get the situation straightened out. It takes 3 days to the third power, or 27 days, provided that what caused the stores to be stripped clean was a one-time event. And what about your Walmart or Target? Go to the general merchandise departments. Most of that product comes from China and it comes in through the port of Long Beach.
Let's read this. This is Second Ezra, chapter 6 and 22, and it reads, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." And that's what's going on, man. That's what's happening right now.
Problem? No container cars at Long Beach. That means no goods are coming in. It also means that whatever product is in the general merchandise departments, plus whatever back stock is in the back room, is all that store has, and they won't be getting any more for quite some time. See how easy it is for a just-in-time inventory system to break down very quickly? Now factor in credit. None of this stuff goes anywhere without a functioning 3 to 14 day system of credit. Think bill of lading. It tells the seller of the goods that the buyer of the goods is good for the money because the buyer's bank is good for the money. No seller is going to put goods on a truck or train without this assurance. And we are starting to see real problems in the credit markets with a real high risk of a credit freeze. Think of what kind of hell is going to break loose in stores if we have a credit freeze. Am I afraid of the far more contagious and dangerous insanity that has swept the globe? You bet. The virus pales in comparison to the damage elected officials will do in the form of lockdowns and forced closures. Get a grip. Most people infected with this disease don't even require hospitalization. This isn't bubonic plague. Fear is the culprit. Those idiots addicted to corporate mainstream media and the fear-mongering to sell eyeballs to advertisers. People are staying at home who should not. They are really going to cripple all capitalist economies seemingly on purpose. What will happen to the lockdowns should they continue this insane nonsense? They will utterly break down society's ability to cope will collapse, and the morons will have lead us into a far worse crisis. Idiot political appointees with idiotic spreadsheets deciding everything. The economic effects of the pandemic continue to appear, stock exchanges collapsing, stagnant production falling, expectations for global growth, entire economies broke, and an uncertain future for the current system. The fragility of the Western, progressively denying its liberal and globalist values of an open society, and free markets, promoting increasingly constant and incisive state interventions, closing borders, and instituting strong economic protectionism. First to go was the gold standard, and then the petrodollar, and finally, the lead shoe drops. Agenda 2030 is being implemented now. More are lining up here and in smaller surrounding towns next county over for food. Few will donate to food banks, America is trashed, and unemployment will be over 50% soon. This was the Atlantis report.
Now you see, man, this thing is serious, man. This thing is serious. Jake around here playing games. It's real, man. So let's go get these precepts. Let's get let me come back to me. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. Hey, start with our apostles, man. They've been saying this for years, man. Years. 30 plus years. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shem Kakadak Rakatham. Shalom. Shalom to who watching, who come in. Shalom. Revelation 6 and 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. It said power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. Who is the them? The wicked. Okay? The Idumeans, the elites. To kill with sword and with hunger and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. This is Psalms 106 and verse 15. It reads, Salakia, 105 and 16, I think. Yeah. Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land and break the whole staff of bread. Who did that? The Heavenly Father Yahweh, man. Again, Psalm 105 and 16. Moreover, he called a famine upon the whole land, upon the land, he break the whole stay of bread, the whole staff of bread. So what's going on right now? The same thing that happened to Egypt, man. The Lord caused the famine, he plagued it, pestilence, right? Same thing going on again, man. Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land. He break the whole staff of bread. Okay, he destroyed what? Their provisions, man. Now, it said he broke the whole staff of bread. For who? The Egyptians, man. But Israel came out safe, right? And they left with substance, man. This is Isaiah 3 and 1. But this is happening. The Lord is doing these plagues on the earth to destroy you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. That's why he's doing it. This is Isaiah 3 and 1. For behold, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water, man. The Lord is plaguing this place for you Negro Latino sake, man. That's why he's doing it. For the 2/3, the wickedness of 2/3, man. He's destroying Jake through what? Famine, man. Pestilences. This is let's get Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 14. It reads, they have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready. Who blown the trumpet, man? The apostle elders, great millstone. They've been blowing the trumpet for 30 plus years, man. It say, but none go up to the battle. You ain't preparing yourself for what's coming, man. Why? Because Jake think it's a game, man. 2/3 of Israel think this is a game. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him, man. Okay? It's coming, man. And we in the time these things is happening, man. We are in a serious time, but Jake is doing what? Playing games, man. This is Isaiah 51 and verse 19. It reads, these two things are coming to thee. Who shall be sorry for thee? Desolation and destruction, and the famine and the sword, by whom shall I comfort thee? So this thing is coming, man. Desolation and destruction, man. Okay? Sword and famine is upon our people, man. And the reason Jake don't believe it, because his pastors been lying to you, man. That's the reason. This is Jeremiah 14 and 13. Then said our Lord Yahweh power, behold, the prophets say unto them, ye shall not see sword, neither shall ye have famine, but I will give you a sure peace in this place. Okay, lying to the people, man. Then the Lord Yahweh said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name, I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of not, and a deceit of their heart. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power concerning the prophet that prophesied my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. And all the people to whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword. And they shall not be buried. And it say, and they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them. And that's where we at right now, man. Okay? It's shortages of food, man. The brother went into this a week ago, 2 weeks ago, man, on the ports. What you just seen in the video, man, in the ports. And I'm going to play the video again when I finish these scriptures. At the ports, man, they are not releasing no food, man. Okay? The ports are locked down, man. No food is coming in, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 11. Hey, the famine of food and water and the famine of bread. I mean, the famine of food and water and the famine of the word is here, man. It's here, man. It's right in our face, man. Jeremiah 8 and 11. For they have healed the hurt of my daughter, of my people, slightly, saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. And that's what's being told, man. Peace, peace, and it ain't no peace, man. Verse 12. Were they ashamed when they had committed abominations? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore shall they fall among them that fall. In the time of their visitation, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will surely consume them, saith the Lord Yahweh. There shall be no grapes on the vine, nor figs on the fig tree, and the leaf shall fade, and the things that I have given them shall pass away from them. Hey, you'll stay, like I just read in Isaiah 3 and 1, man. You'll stay in the staff, man. The whole stale bread, the Lord is taking it away, man. Verse 14, it said, why do we sit still? Assemble yourselves and let us enter into the defense cities, and let us be silent there, for the Lord Yahweh our power have put us to silence. Now, this happened in 70 AD in Jerusalem, but it's happening now too, man. Because where's Jerusalem at? Where Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian Haitians is scattered at, man. We are Jerusalem, man. It say, let's read again. For the Lord Yahweh our power have put us to silence and given us water of God to drink, because we have sinned against him. We look for peace, but no good came, and for a time of health, and behold, trouble, man. The Lord said he's taking away peace, man. There is no peace, man. But these pastors been lying to you. That's why I say in verse 13, verse 11, for they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people, slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace, man. When you go to what is that? Ecclesiastes 3, man. This is a time of war. This is not the time of peace. This is a time of mourning, man. This is not the time to be joyful, man. But as the scriptures say in Isaiah 65, his servants shall eat and rejoice and be merry and drink and have abundance, right? But 2/3 gonna what? They're gonna be sorrowful, man. They're gonna be in mourning. This is let's get this, Jeremiah chapter 5 and 12. Because this is Jake today, man. Everything that happened gotta happen again, man. Jeremiah 5 and 12. They have belied the Lord Yahweh and said, it is not he, neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. And the prophets shall become wind, and the words is not in them. Thus saith it be done unto them. So these devils, let's read this again. Jeremiah 5 and 12. Let's read verse 11. It reads, for the house of Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, saith the Lord Yahweh. They have belied the Lord Yahweh and said, it is not he. And this is what Jake say, it ain't the Lord that's doing this. Neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. Well, it's coming, man. They say it ain't the Lord. This what the scriptures say, man. Zephaniah 1 and 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leads, that say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh would not do good, neither would he do evil. That's what they fear. That's how they feel. That's what they say, man. Why? Because they have been deceived by these false prophets, man. Okay? Let's get this. Amos 9 and 10. It reads, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. You see? And this is what Jake say, man. Oh, it ain't the Lord that's doing this. Well, who's doing it, man? It's not Satan that's doing it. Again, Jeremiah 5 and 12. They have belied the Lord Yahweh and said, it is not he. Neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. And they got that mess from them false prophets, man. Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Shabbat Shem, Kakadash, Barakatah, Shalom. They got that from these false prophets, man. They're lying to them, man. Well, sword and famine is coming, man. It's already here, man. They got food shortages, man. Why? Because these people is hoarding this food, man. That's going to bring a big food shortage. And the more people take out, man, the less these trucks is bringing, man. Because they shutting down the ports, man. But Jake feel like it ain't the Lord that's doing it. Well, if it ain't the Lord that's doing it, who's doing it, man? This is Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 22. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will punish them. The young men shall die by the sword. Their sons and their daughters shall die by famine, man. Okay? You're going to die, man. 2/3 of Israel will be put to death. Why? Because they don't want to change, man. They don't want to repent. Jeremiah 14:12. When they fast, I will not hear their cry. And when they offer burnt offerings and oblation, I will not accept them, but I will consume them by the sword and by famine and by the pestilences, man. The Lord ain't playing no games, man. This is serious. This is Ezekiel 12:20. While you sit around here thinking things going to get better for you, it ain't going to get better, man. The Lord is judging 2/3 of Israel, man. Ezekiel 12:20. Verse 21. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? That's what they saying. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, I will make this proverb to cease. What proverb? What I just read in Jeremiah 5:12, Zephaniah 1:12, and Amos 9:10, man, the evil shall not overtake us, nor prevent us. They got that from the pastor, man. They lying to him, man. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Abashah, Bashim Kakadash Brakatham. Shalom. Again, Ezekiel 12:23. Tell them, therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. It's happening right now, man. It's happening. So while you putting up the day of the Lord thinking these things ain't happening, hey, the Lord got you deceived, man. As they tell you in Job 12:16, the deceived and the deceived are his, man. This is so ain't nobody gonna use that proverb no more about, oh, it ain't the Lord. Things gonna get back better. Man, it ain't gonna get better, man. It's gonna get worse. And if it do seem to get better at some point, guess what, man? It's going to get worse, man. This is Second Ezra 15:19. It reads, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what's coming, man. Okay? Hey, neighbor against neighbor, man. For what? For lack of bread, man. Why? Because the stores are going to be empty, man. As I read to you in 2 Ezra 6:22, suddenly shall the storehouses appear empty, man. And when you go into these stores right now, man, hey, they almost empty, man. This is on 2 Ezra 16:19. It reads, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Scourges mean what, man? To be chastised, man. Okay? But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. I had to tell you in Revelation, man, the Lord gonna be jacking the world up, man, and people still ain't gonna repent, man. They say, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. And this is talking about you wicked Israelites, man. 2/3 of Jake, man. Nor be always mindful of the scourges, man. Hey, they gonna figure, hey, what Jake got numbers and bias, man. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth. Right now, man, the gas is $1.70, man. Is that not the cheapest we done seen in a long time? Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, man. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Now, when you go to Lamentation, it say other that escape the hunger shall the sword slay, shall the sword slay. This is Lamentation 4:9. It reads, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Okay? The hands of the pitiful woman have sown their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. And this went into 70 AD, man. When you go to what is that, Second Kings, right? Second Kings chapter 6, man, verse 26, 27, man. It showed that the women was eating their kids, man. Okay? In 70 AD, man, we was the ones that got caught inside Jerusalem when the Romans besieged it, surrounded it, man. They died of famine, man. And these things is happening all over again. Shalom, Mak. Yahabashim al Shabashim Kakadash Brakatah. Shalom. The Lord Yahweh have accomplished his fury. He have poured out his fierce anger and have kindled a fire in Zion, and it have devoured the foundation thereof, man. The Lord is at the necks of you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and it's not going to stop until 2/3 have pined away, man, through famine and the sword, man. It's Jeremiah 15:2. It reads, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such as for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. They got the concentration camps ready to go, man, to destroy Jay. Okay? They got everything lined up, man. They're going to stop the trucks from coming in, bringing food to the stores. Coming out, the elites are buying time with the COVID-19, preparing, right, mortuaries. This 5G is killing people fat. Con. Everything, listen, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. 2 Corinthians 2:11. These devils got everything lined up, ready to go, man. This is and we keep telling you over and over, man, the famine of the word is coming, rape riots, concentration camps, race riots, concentration camp, martial law, famine, the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast is coming, man. These things is already here. And if you can't see it, you just blinded, man. And we telling you women, hey, you better tighten up and humble down, man. Cause it's finna be a long ride, man. And if you haven't got hold of that spiritual man, you better do so real quick. This is Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. And that happened in 70 AD, and it's happening right now, man. Okay? It happened when the Babylonians took us down, man. And it's happening all over again. It's happening right now, man. It said, many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, your work, and your gathering shall not come. Your money, man. Okay? Your Section 8 Habitat Housing Hood, Social Security Disability, your stamps, your work. Okay? All that's going to crash, man. All that's going to fail. And what are you going to be left with? Isaiah 4:1, man. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying we will eat our own bread, we will wear our own clothes, Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, man. You're gonna be looking for that spiritual man to take away that approach. Cause these thugs and gangsters, they're gonna be gone, man. Most of Jake gonna get drafted to the war. They 2/3 gonna get drafted in the war, your men. Verse 11 say, tremble you women that are at ease, be troubled, you careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vines, man. Ain't gonna be none of that. Your provisions, your air fryer ends, they're gonna be gone. Then you're gonna be left to take the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And you're gonna take it. 2/3 of you will take it, man. Why? Because you love this world, man. You cleave to money, man. Okay? Money ain't gonna save you, man. If you don't have the covering of your Yahweh Shema Shai, you're gonna die grievous deaths. You're gonna lament for the teats, man, for the pleasant fields and for the fruitful vines, man. You're gonna lament, man. You're gonna have no covering. You're gonna have no protection. You ain't gonna have no money. Okay, you're gonna have no job, man. You're gonna be left without. And if you don't take hold to a spiritual man, you're gonna be destroyed. As a matter of fact, let's go back to this real quick. Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadows of a rock in a weary land. In the eyes of them in the eyes of them that see shall not be dim. Because you're gonna see the power. You're gonna see the spirit that the Lord got on them righteous men, them elect men, them hopefully elect, those spiritual men. It said, in the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken, man. In that day, the women gonna hearken, man. Which we got, you got that hopeful elect. You got them elect women that's gonna come in with the elect men. Okay, you're gonna see it. They're gonna see, man. They're gonna know in that time, man. They're gonna know, man. The Lord gonna put the spirit on them. They're gonna know. It's Isaiah 3:25. It reads, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. Why? Because your men going to get drafted. And this to you Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, and Haitian women, man. Your men going to get drafted in the war, and they're going to die, man. It said, thy men shall fall by the sword in the streets, the race wars, the class wars. Okay? When these Gurgle troops come in, these FEMA troops, all these UN troops, hey, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war, because they're going to get drafted, man. And her gates shall lament like it did in 70 AD. And her gates shall lament and mourn what? Our elders, everybody was lamenting and mourning, man, in the time when we got taken down, man. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate, who? Jerusalem, man, the mother of us all, shall sit upon the ground. But this time about now, you women, man. 2/3 of you women and men are going to sit on the ground and lament, man. Okay? There will be no more pleasant fields. There will be no more fruitful vines. The gathering is going to fail, man. The vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come in, man. It said, man shall be a hiding place from the wind. What wind, man? Jeremiah 51:1. That's why you women, hey, you're going to take hold. The 7 women going to take hold of 1 man. And that number 7 just means completion, man. You're going to take hold to one man, not a regular man, a spiritual man. Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, talking about 2/3 of Israel. We know the heathen nation will get destroyed. This talking about you 2/3 of Israelites. And against them that dwell in the midst of them. It said that, and against them that dwell in the midst of them. Who? You Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, Haitians that dwell in the midst of the wicked. That raise up against me, talking about you Israelites, because the only one can come up against the Lord is you 2/3 of Israel. Okay? The heathen have no covering. A destroying wind, man. Again, Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them. That's why I say, rising apart, for this is not your rest. That rise up against me, a destroying wind, man. Okay? So you 2/3 Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians that bark up against this truth, that's coming up against the men of the Lord. You will not hear sound doctrine. You don't want to be reproved. You're going to be destroyed, man. You will be destroyed, man. The Lord say a man shall be a hiding place from the covert, from a tempest. What man? Is it talking about a regular man? No, man. It's First Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 14. It reads, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit of power, for they are foolishness to him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judging no man. So when you read Isaiah 32 and 2, it say a man should be a hiding place from the wind. It's talking about a spiritual man. Okay, a spiritual man should be a hiding place from the wind. For who? For you women, man. Okay, because you women gonna need covering that day. All you proud female pastors, you so-called pastors and prophets, you prophetesses out there. Hey, the Lord gonna jack you up, man, and you're gonna know in that day that go find you a spiritual man. Again, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit of power, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things. All things, the Lord say. Yet he himself is judge of no man. For who have known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Hamashiach. Understanding and knowing that, man. This is Galatians 6 and 1. It reads, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in a spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou be tempted. So, when you go back again to Isaiah 32 and 2, it reads, a man shall be a hiding, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And the eyes of them that see shall not be dim. The truth gonna be known that day. Then they're gonna know who are the men of the Lord, man. It say, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken, man. Okay, that's when those women gonna come in. They're gonna listen, man. The rest of the elect gonna get sealed, man, because they're gonna see things going on. Hey, and they're gonna know, hey, they have been getting the message the whole time, and they was going up against it, man. A famine is here, man. Pestilences is here, man. Hey, the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast is here, man. Race riots and class wars, World War III around the corner, man. These things is playing out. While you sit around wondering about getting food and tissue, man, you better worry about these prophecies that's playing out right in your face. This is Second Ezra, chapter 16 and 33. It reads, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Why? Because they're gonna be going to the war, man. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine, man. Okay? Of famine, man. That's what's coming. It's already here, man. And if you can't see it, hey, maybe the Lord will give you to the later time. But right now, hey, it ain't for you. This is Acts. So lock it. This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. And it reads, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh. And I keep saying, it's a famine right now in Orlando, okay? It's a famine, man. It's a famine in Orlando right now, man. It's a famine of bread and water, of food and water, and it's a famine of the word, man. Hey, because we can't even go downtown, man. Okay, and we kept telling them, hey, it's gonna come to a point where you ain't gonna see us out here no more, man. You ain't gonna see us no more. And just wait, when Hey, a lot of cities right now, man, you don't see the prophets on the highways and byways on Friday and Saturday, man. There's still a couple brothers that are able to go out in certain cities, but you ain't seeing all the prophets out there in the highways and byways spreading the message, man. Everybody hiding behind on the comment board now, man. Hey, when you had liberty, when you walked past the camps and you seen brothers out there teaching, what did you do? You went the other way. What the scripture say in Isaiah 30? You shall, hey, thy eyes shall see thy teachers, man. Okay? When you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left, man, guess what? Now it's a famine of the word in Orlando. And I'm talking about Orlando, because that's where we at down here, GMS Orlando, man. It's a famine of the word down here, and they can't get it, man. And half of them don't even know about the YouTube channel, man. Okay? It's a famine of the word going on right now, man. And you can't get it. It's a famine of food and water, and it's a famine of the word, man. This is back in Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh, power that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. All they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. And in that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst, man. You ain't gonna get it. Why? Because the Lord is sealing it up, man. The doors of mercy are closing. This is Ezekiel 3 and 24. Then the Spirit entered into me and set me up on my feet and spake with me and said unto me, go, shut thyself within thy house. Are we not shut in our house right now, man? Are we not shut away? Yeah, man. Go and shut thyself within thy house. But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. Hey, it said, but thou, son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. As we are going out, hey, for right now in Orlando, we can't go out among them, man. We shut just like they is in the houses. Okay? 2/3 locked away, 1/3 locked away. The hopefully let locked away, I should say. We can't go out, man. Okay? Everybody's locked away. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth. And this one, everything will be done, man. Ain't gonna be no more preaching. Hey, YouTube gonna be, the internet gonna be shut off. Ain't gonna be nothing, man. It say, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Who are you talking about? You Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. Verse 27. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house, man. Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 26. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest and counsel from the ancients, man. Ain't gonna be no more words to speak, man. Because the Lord gonna been done what? Sealed his elect, man. Whenever that time be. Get a couple of these precepts out to come in, board. And Shalom to everybody tuning in, man. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Abishai. Barakatah. Shalom. So let's get on. This is from the brother Seek the Most High Kingdom from the EP. Proverbs 10, verse 3. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he casts away the substance of the wicked, man. Yeah. Hey, and just like in the movie The Road, man, what happened to the guy and his son, man? Hey, they stumbled upon a bunker, right? With food, man. The bunker was full of food, man. So what did that tell you? The ones that were preparing that bunker all that time, they never made it to the bunker, man. And it's gonna be the same way in that time, man. That's what the Lord said his servants shall eat. However they're gonna eat, man, because he fed Elijah, man, with a raven, man. Ravens brought Elijah food, man, twice a day. This is the brother Adon Tazia 1, Shalom, Isaiah 13 and 12. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, Khan, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir, man. Right. That's when the women gonna come in, man. Okay? Them 7 women shall take hold of one man. That man gonna be what? Gonna be more precious than fine gold in that day, man. Right now, these women out here picking, choosing. They don't like you. They don't like your type. You don't like you. Hey, in that day, man, the elect men gonna have the pickings, man. Okay, that elect man gonna be able to choose who he want, man. You women gonna be flocking to a spiritual man in that day. This is jumping. I done Tazia 1, Isaiah 36 and 6. Con. Lo, thy trust in the staff of this broken reed, one of my favorite precepts, brother. Lo, thy trust in the staff of this broken reed. When you go to Isaiah 24, what it tell you? The city of confusion is broken down, right? Talking about Babylon the Great, North America. Lo, thy trust in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt. Whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. What's this? Babylon the Great, 2/3 of Israel trust in North America and their money, right? Everybody went on a stimulus check, man. Hey, you trusting in Egypt, you're gonna be destroyed. Oh, and the other one in 1 Timothy 6 and 10 say the same thing. Let's read that. 1 Timothy 6 and 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which was some coveted after, everybody hogging and hounding for this stimulus check, which was some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And one of those piercings is what? That RFID microchip, the mark of the beast, man. Okay? Being pricked, man. Like Isaiah 36 and 6. Like Leviticus 19 and 28. Revelation 13, 16 and 17, man. This is the brother, Saints of the Most High Kingdom from the EP, Isaiah 13 and 9. Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Who are the sinners? You Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian, Haitians, man. Because the 12 tribes of Israel are the only one that can commit sin against the Heavenly Father. When you go to Leviticus 26 and 46, the Lord gave you the law, statute, and commandments. Only you. He didn't give it to the rest of the nations. So only Israelites can sin, man. This is the brother Adam Nana. Go back. Kind of jumped on me. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 28. It say, for this shall the earth mourn, and the heavens above. Let me put it up. Jeremiah 4 and 28 reads, for this shall the earth mourn, and the heavens above be black, because I have spoken it, I have proposed it, and will not repent, neither will I turn back from it. It said the heavens above shall be black, man. From what? The mushroom clouds, man. The sky shall be darkened, man. Okay, the stars shall not give their light, man. You see, this is our proverb, Saints of the Most High Kingdom, formerly EP, Proverbs 11:21. Gun, though hand join in hand, the wicked will not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be saved, shall be delivered. Hey, and when you go to Isaiah 13 and 15, it said they shall be thrust through, and they that are joined to them, man. And the reason you join to these devils, why? Because they giving you government assistance, man. Okay? You have been mind controlled by the government, man. That's what government means. Control mind. Mind control, man. Okay, our people got Stockholm syndrome, man. A disease, a mental illness, and what? Isaiah 30 and 12, they trust in oppression, man. Okay? They trust in oppression. Therefore, they're looking for their God, the one that have blinded them. When you read 2 Corinthians 4 and 3, they have been blinded by the gods of this world, man. Which is who? The wicked, the Idumeans, man. And they trust in oppression, man. This is Ezekiel 7:27. The king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and accordingly, right? And Salaki, and according, let me go back, kind of jumped on me. It said, and according to their deserts will I judge them, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Hey man, you trust in oppression, man. The Lord gonna kill you, man, with grievous deaths, man. Okay, grievous deaths, man. As the scripture tell you, Lamentation 4 and 9. Hey, it's better to die by the sword than to die by famine, man. This is the brother. Seek the Most High Kingdom. Isaiah 14 and 27. For the Lord Yahweh of hosts are proposed, and who shall disannul? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? Nobody, man. Nobody, man. The Lord said he would begin to visit the world which he made, man. And there's nothing that nobody can do, man. Isaiah, the same brother, seek the Most High Kingdom, form the EP. Isaiah 55 and 6. Seek ye the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near, man. Hey, the doors of mercy are open, man. And the Lord is still near. As a matter of fact, let's get this. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 17. Therefore the Lord shall have no mercy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on the fatherless and widows. For everyone is an hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still, man. Why? Because the Lord love you, man. Okay? But 2/3 of Jake will not humble down, man. Why? Because they trust in oppression, man. They put, gotta read this. Jeremiah 17 and 5. It reads, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arms. Who is the flesh arm that 2/3 of Israel trust in? Egypt, man. Babylon the Great. Oppression. They trust Massa. And whose heart departed from the Lord Yahweh. Yeah, man. They trust in oppression, man. It's Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Jay, trust in these devils that could not save them, man. This is Adam now. Romans 11:25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happening to Israel. It say in part. What part? 2/3, man. Okay? Blinded. 1/3 going to get it, man. It say until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. Who is that talking about? The elect of Israel, man. Okay? The lost sheep, the scatter, the Israelite foreigners, man. This guy came on my comment board yesterday. talking about he didn't see Mexicans on the plantations. What are you talking about, man? Bug out ass nigga. He could have been an Edomite. I don't know. Talking about he ain't see, but it had to be a J. Talking about he didn't see. No, yeah, it had to be a J because he said I didn't see no Mexicans on the plantation. All I seen was Negro. What are you talking about, man? What is this guy talking about, man? I put this bug out. Jeremiah 15:33, man. It say Israel and Judah were oppressed together, man. What are you talking about, man? Jake is bugged out, man. His year of prophecy, April the what? 7th, 2020. This nigga talking about the so-called Mexicans ain't Israelites. What are you talking about, man? Right, Con, huh? Spirit of bug outs everywhere, man. This is the brother Adam Nana, Ephesians 4 and 8, 4 and 18. Having the understanding darkened, it say, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of power through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart. And that go right to that brother. They're talking about he didn't see the messengers in the field. Nigga, you crazy. What are you talking about, man? Judah and Israel were oppressed together, man. And all that took them captive, held them fast, they refused to let them go, man. What are you talking about, man? All 12 tribes was oppressed, man. All 12 tribes have been in slavery, man. What are you talking about? That's the bug out on Jake. Let me read that again. That was beautiful, brother. Ephesians 4 and 18. Hey, Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, man. Right? Listen, man. Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles, the heathens, until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled, man. The elect got to come in, man. The Israelite foreigners, the Israelite Gentile got to come in, man. The prophecy of the scriptures, the Lord say they got to come back, man. When you go to Romans 11, was it the wild olive branch, man? The branches that was broke off, man. The wild olive tree, man. Okay, the wild branches, man. Everybody got to come back, man. Nigga talking about Mexicans. He ain't see Mexicans in the field. You niggas is bugged out, man. Ephesians 4 and 18. Having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of power. What is this talking about, man? Ephesians 2 and 11. Let's get that real quick. It reads, wherefore remember ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision. The one that was Israelites was calling the other ones that they know they were Israelites heathens, in the flesh made by hands, that at that time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenant of promise, having no hope and without power in the world. But now, in Hamashiach Yahushua, ye who sometime were far off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach, man. What are you talking about? Back in Ephesians 4 and 18. Having the understanding darkening, being alienated from the life of power through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling having given themselves over unto lasciviousness to work all uncleanness with greediness. But ye have not so learned Hamashiach. Hey, but now the truth is out, man. Jake is waking up all over the planet, man. Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian, Haitians, man. And that includes Mexicans for you bug-out ass niggas out there, man. The Northern Kingdom is part of the Israelite. And I asked the brother, who do you think the Northern Kingdom is, man? Who do you think they is? Jake gone, man. Right. Jake and that all black Dr. Khan, huh? Right. Yeah, man. Jake is gone, man. Brothers say, hey, the spirit, hey, spirit of bug out everywhere, man. Khan, huh? It gone, man. Gone, man. Let me see. Let's get on Isaiah. Then on Psalms 33. Hey, cause the only one gonna be covered in that time, man, is the hopeful elect, man. Psalm 33 and 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord Yahweh is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver them, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine, man. Psalms 37 and 19. 18. The Lord Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, which is two-thirds of Israelites. And the enemy and the enemies of the Lord Yahweh, you read Leviticus, or was that Luke 19:27? But those my enemies, which were not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. It said, but the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord Yahweh shall be as the fat of the lambs. And when you know about cooking lamb, it got fat on them. When you burn it on the grill or in the oven, the fat just melt away, man. They shall consume in the smoke, shall they consume away. The wicked, right? Obadiah 1:18. They shall, hey, house of Joseph shall be a fire, and the house of Jacob a flame, and they shall kindle in them, right? They shall not be any remaining of the house of who? Esau, man, the wicked. This is Second Ezra, chapter 2 and 26. Hey, cause the elect gonna eat good in that day, man. The hopeful elect gonna eat good in that day. Second Ezra 2 and 26. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish. Service is who? Leviticus 25 and 55, man. Okay? Israelites, man. For I will require them from among thy number. What number? All of Israel. Separation, one-third and two-third. Be not weary, but when the day of trouble in heaven is come, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance, man. And the heathen shall envy thee. Revelation 11:12. They were taken up into a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell, man. There ain't gonna be no more calamities, man. Ain't gonna be no more judgments and conditions. Okay? The Lord say that what he said, let's read that real quick. Lamentation chapter 4 and 22. It reads, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Yeah, I was reading in Second Kings earlier this morning, man. And Second Kings chapter 8, man. This guy, what name? Hazael. Hey, this guy, an Edomite, man. Okay, the Edomite, and the Lord, hey, the Lord made him king, man. Hey, just jack up some Israelites, man. The Lord cold, man. And you can read it in it tell you in what was that Amos 1 and 4, I think. Hey, and now hey, that just helped me with more clarification, man. Right here. Amos 1 and 4. But I will send a fire into the house of Hazael, which shall devour the palaces of Ben Hadad, which Benjamin's son Ben Hadad, man. The Lord had made him king just to kill some Jakes, man, some Israelites, man. When you go back and read in 2 Kings chapter 8, man, showing you, man, the Lord only used these Edomites for what, man? A whooping stick, man. Chastisement, man. You got Hadad, okay? You had what's this guy named in Esther? This guy, the Agagite, right? These devils are only used to be whooping sticks for us, man. The brother got Jeremiah 11:14. Therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry or prayer for them, for I will not hear them, for I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble. No, man. Go and cry unto the gods which you have made, man. Go cry to them. You want to cry to Jesus Christos, man. Well, guess what? He ain't gonna save you, man. That devil is back today trying to save his own life, man. Whomever he is, man. Okay? Every time Jake close their eyes and pray, they praying to Jesus Christos, man. Brother got John 17:9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, Adam Nana, but for them which thou hast given me, but they are thine. Who? The predestined elect, man. The first fruits, as they tell you in Romans. Where that Romans, you got Romans 8 and Romans 11, man. The first fruits, man. Okay, Ephesians 1 and 4, man. The predestined one, man. Hey, but this family is coming. Family of the word is here, man. And you can't do nothing to shake it, man. The only way you can get out of this, you got to repent, convert, and be healed, man. That's the only way. And let me read this. This is Job, chapter 5, and verse 20. It reads, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourges of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. It said, famine and destruction, thou shalt laugh, man. Let's close with this. Isaiah 65:13. The Lord said, you're going to laugh at destruction and death, man. Who? The elect ones, man. Isaiah 65:13. Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Who shall be rejoicing? He just said in Job 5:22, at famine and destruction, you shall laugh at it, man. Who? The elect, man. The elect is going to do those things, man. How beautiful that's going to be, man. To see the fall of your enemy, man. As the scripture tell you. Let's get this. Psalms 91. Let's read this. Psalms 91 and verse 8. It reads 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, the heathens, the 17 nations, the heathen nations. They're going to be destroyed before your eyes, man. Okay? And 2/3 of Israel are going to fall, but they coming back. It said, only with thine eyes should thou see the reward of the wicked, right? Now, when you go to Psalm 137, let's read this. Psalm 137 and verse 9, right? It reads, or verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stone. So it said we're going to take the elect, Yahweh start with Yahweh Shai, then the elect is going to take their little ones and dash them against the stone. Now, when you go to Isaiah 13 and verse 16, it reads this. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. So they're going to see their kids be destroyed before they take the L, man. Now watch this. This is what I was reading in Second Kings earlier this morning. Like 2, 3 in the morning, I was reading this. Second Kings chapter 8. Show you what this guy Hazael was doing, man. When his master told him to go to Elisha, right? This is what Elisha told the guy. Just gonna read the point. This is Second Kings chapter 8 and verse 12. I'm gonna read when Elisha sent him away. He told him to go back to the king, right? Verse 2 Kings 8 and 10. And Elisha said unto him, Go, stay unto him, thou mayest concern recovery. Howbeit the Lord have shown me that he shall surely die, right? And he settled his countenance steadfastly until he was ashamed, and the man of God wept. And Hazael said, Why weepest, my Lord? And he answered, Because I know the evil that thou wilt do unto the children of Israel. Listen to this. Their strongholds wilt thou set on fire, and their young men wilt thou slay with the sword, and will dash their children, and rip up their women with child. Then the conquistadors and Spaniards come over here and destroy the Native American Indians, tribes of Gad and Reuben, the so-called Mexicans, and set them on fire alive, and rip their babies from out of their stomachs and bash their heads against the stone. We read this again. 2 Kings 8 and 12. And Hazael said, Why weepest, my Lord? And he answered, Because I know the evil that thou wilt do unto the children of Israel. Their strongholds wilt thou set on fire, and their young men wilt thou slay with the sword, and will dash their children and rip up their women with child, man. This was a Edomite right here, man. Okay? Brother got Ecclesiastes 25 and 7. Oh, he got on. Let me read this. He got copy. Let me bring him back up, brother. Isaiah 45 and 4. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel my elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Come. Because it's only for the elect, man. 2 Corinthians 8 and 7 from the same brother Adam. Therefore, as ye abound in everything in faith and utterance and knowledge, and in all diligence, and in your love to us, see that ye abound in this grace also. Come. This is Ecclesiastes. I don't know why I'm putting this up on the show on the screen. Ecclesiastes 25 and 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th will I utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see what? The fall of his enemies, man. The fall of his enemies. Come. Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. Yeah, man. Hey, so seeing this here, and then you got the guy in what's that, Esther? What's this guy name? I can't call his name, man. Um, right here. What the name is? Right, Haman. Right, because Haman, the son of Hamanatha, Hamadatha, 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 the Agagite, the enemy of all the Jews, had devised against the Jews to destroy them, and have cast Pur, that is the lot, to consume them and to destroy them. But when Esther came before the king, he commanded by letter that his wicked device, which he devised against the Jews, should return upon his own head, and that he and his sons should be hanged on gallows. Now, this guy Haman, right here, this guy go all the way back to Hadad the Edomite, man. Okay, all the way back to Hadad, man. These Edomites, man. Because if you read the story, Hadad fled to Egypt, okay, and then he became king over Syria, and all of them came king right behind him, man. This guy Hazael, man, the Lord set him up, man, to be what? The whooping stick for Jake, man. Hey, it's beautiful, man. Hey, so Lord willing is edifying. I got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and the sincere salutation to all the doctrine, pushing the truth and believing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. Hey, I said I want to play this again too, man. Hey, Lord willing, edifying, man. I gotta run this back. I gotta run this back. It's a little long, but hey, this only 13 minutes. But I don't know, around like an hour or something in. But hey, it's all good for edification, man, because this is happening, man.
Shortages are incoming as the food supply chain already in danger of breaking down. Businesses closing, unemployment skyrocketing, and everyone forced to stay at home, a food is about to end. That is the food supply shortage. This is a moment of crisis.
Let me make sure this is up.
Economic fallout has left a number of Americans in need of assistance. Food banks nationwide fear shortages as demand is exploding. They could run out of food shortly, as demand intensifies, and donations and volunteers are dropping rapidly. More American families are today relying entirely on food pantries to bring food on the table. This is a dire situation families can only take day by day. Food banks where low-income Americans can turn to survive are now struggling themselves. They're overwhelmed by people desperate for help. Food bank donations have been cut in half at a time when queues are growing rapidly. In just 1 week, over 3 million Americans have turned to meal centers, food banks, and kitchens for any help that they can get. We risk a looming food crisis unless measures are taken fast to protect the most vulnerable, and keep global food supply chains alive, and mitigate the pandemic's impacts across the food system. It's an issue that goes far wider as well. Production and American agriculture are on the brink. As a result, it means that the food supply is fast becoming a global problem. In a situation like this, the policies of individual countries can have a global impact. In the United States, agricultural workers are demanding more as they work to keep the shelves of our supermarkets full. It's almost overnight that food workers went from being an afterthought in people's minds to suddenly being essential work. It should not have taken a pandemic of global proportions for us to realize that food workers literally feed us. Some fear that this could be too little too late, with the supply chain already in danger of breaking down. The pandemic is hitting farmers hard. Some dairy farmers are being forced to dump their milk instead of selling it, because there's little demand with restaurants and schools closed. Farmers are struggling to harvest their crops, which could affect what you'll see at the grocery store. Because foreign labor, mostly migrant workers, filled more than 250,000 jobs in the US last year. The harvest season is here, but there are not enough workers, seasonal foreign labor mainly from Mexico. The virus crisis has delayed the US government's processing of their work visas. Blueberry farms are days away from harvest. They urgently need pickers and packers. Most of their seasonal workers are stuck in Guatemala, where the borders are sealed because of the virus. Millions of dollars of blueberries could rot in the fields as the American workers do not want to do this kind of work. With no workers, crops will go unharvested, and that has a ripple effect throughout this economy, and it will affect the consumers. Restaurants usually buy about 60% of the crops, but not this year, with so many restaurants closed. This is devastating for farmers across the nation. Many will go bankrupt. The price of food will become so high and scarce. There is already a horrible and chaotic scene in every supermarket. People yelling, shouting, screaming, crying, and worse, coughing. It's a stress response to panic. People see their life flash before their eyes, and even though toilet paper isn't their savior, they will grab whatever it is to feel like they've done something to survive. People are cleaning out the shelves. Food shortages are incoming. This is a food shortage nobody was prepared for everyone to hoard. The outbreak could affect food security as the global pandemic disrupts labor availability and the supply chain. We already see challenges in terms of the logistics involving the movement of food, not being able to move food from point A to point B. And the impact on livestock sector due to reduced access to animal feed and slaughterhouses, diminished capacity due to logistical constraints and labor shortages. 2019 was already a terrible year for American farmers. 2020 is going to be much, much worse. Something is for sure going to hit the fan. Over 1 million calves drowned in the Midwest in last year's spring flooding alone. Prices of food will have to rise. But there will be free food in the FEMA camps for us. Have you been to a grocery store lately? Ignoring the 1 hour wait
Oh
to get in,
man.
you can't get any of this stuff. Oil gone, butter gone, all canned veggies and soups and stocks gone, frozen veggies gone, most fresh and frozen meats gone, peanut butter gone, beans and rice in bulk bags are gone. It is absolute mayhem out there right now. Stores are definitely low in stock on everything. No toilet paper to very low levels, no cleaning supplies, very little meat, low pasta, and canned goods. The strain on food supply is getting extremely tight. Relying on grocery stores during an epidemic is dumb. The last place I want to go to is a public store where people are coughing, sneezing, or just asymptomatically breathing on me. It is full on bizarro out there. People are in a panic mode over toilet paper when they should worry about food shortages. The food supply chain is already in danger of breaking down. Not only the US but also Canada food supply will be affected soon. Canada imports a good percentage of its food supply from the US despite having so many resources. Retailers already lost 46,200 jobs in March but could lose millions by May. Best if they would shut down and stop selling their GMO'd and heavily processed crap to consumers is healthy. It's best to eat wild violets, dandelions and chicken of the woods than non-organic bananas. Heavily dosed with pesticides that find their way into the soil and morph into the meat of the banana over time. Stores cannot get enough food to restock their shelves. Future deliveries of rice, flour, beans, liquids, including alcohol, generally heavier items to transport, will be cut drastically short in place for lighter items for delivery to stores. In the West, sooner 2 to 3 weeks, I foresee grocery stores being open for 2 to 3 days a week with not such a broad selection. Think not? How long did it take for everything else to be closed up? Shelves with the forementioned are already resembling the toilet paper aisle, and that's with significantly less consumers. Food processing factories are shutting down nationwide. Large food canneries have closed. Canned food prepared with seasonal vegetables won't be. Farmers requiring parts for tractors will also be out of luck. There's also a distribution problem caused by panic buying if the masses continue their hoarding hysterics.
Hey, so Lord willing, this was edifying. Just want to show some of that. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rikak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are well, who teach well. And a sincere salutation to all the Ark pushing their truth and believing their truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the whole elect. And shalom to the Akwaf who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord willing, edifying. Till next time, I say shalom. The water for everybody tuning in, putting precepts on the comment board. The water, the water. I will pray to Yahweh Bashim Awashah, Bashim Krakadas, Rakatham, may Yahweh Bashim Awashah bless you and your houses. Shalom.